Hello everyone, welcome to the Morning Post. In today's Morning Post session, we are going to discuss on one of the very contemporary issue that a lot of students are asking us on what will be the effect of the exam date postponement and the extended lockdown on the cutoffs of competitive examinations, especially NEET. So in this session, we are going to look at some scenarios and analysis on what will be the expected or possible effect of these changes on the cutoffs of NEET examination. So we'll start with the basic introduction. So if you look at it, right, in this year, because of the lockdown, we have had the NEET examination postponed almost twice. So from the original date in May, it got postponed first and then again postponed to September. So we see that almost there is a time of around 4 to 5 months that has got as an extra credit for the students. Now the question that a lot of students are having is what is going to be the effect of this? And obviously this 4 or 5 months preparation is not equal for all the students, because since it is a lockdown, only the coaching or teaching is happening mostly through the online medium, which means that the students who have access to the means, they are able to attend the live classes. Some of the students are able to attend the tests and even take up the recorded lectures, etc. But there are also some set of students who may not have access to all these things. So it is not like everyone has got equal chance in terms of these 4 or 5 months time to utilize, but there are some disparities. So we also need to focus on that. So we'll just get started with the discussion. So if you look at the cutoffs, already we have made one video on what is the expected cutoffs for NEET 2020 in the subscription details below. I'll also keep the link. You can take a look at that video where we have discussed about the expected cutoffs for the NEET 2020. That is done when this lockdown and extended lockdown has not been announced. So there, if you look at that video, we already talked about what will be the change of cutoff from the previous year to this year. So already it is expected that there is going to be a considerable increase in the cutoff marks across categories from NEET 19 to NEET 2020. Okay, so that apart, if you look at generally any examination, whether it is a NEET or JEE or any examination for that matter, the cutoffs will depend upon mainly 4 factors. So what are these factors? It depends upon number of aspirants, it depends upon the toughness level of paper, it depends upon number of available seats, because obviously when we look at cutoff, right, it is essentially to fill certain number of seats. So if there are more number of seats, then obviously what is going to happen is that the cutoffs will come down. If there are number of seats are getting reduced, obviously the general trend is we are seeing that the number of seats are increasing year on year. Even this year also in Tamil Nadu there have been couple of new medical colleges that are added, so number of seats are increasing. Okay, and also there is this economically poor sections category that is being added. So there are slight incremental changes that have happened in terms of the number of seats. Okay, but the other important factor that will decide above all these things is the preparation level of the students. So it is this factor which we are going to be focusing on. So if you look at what has happened from the May till September, assuming that we are going to have the examination in September, of course I have already seen some students asking us on could there be exam in September or will it be postponed till December, like that. Already there are some queries coming up, but assuming that the examination is going to go on in September without any changes, if you look at the number of aspirants, it is not changing, because whatever the number of people that have already registered, that number is not going to change. And normally we'll see only small difference between number of registered students and number of people who will actually go and appear for the examination. And this year also, I mean, even after the lockdown effect, not much change may be seen in that. Okay, so unless if the examination is conducted in a very haphazard manner, where the students are not able to come to the examination hall and only some of them are able to take up. So if that kind of situation arises, then there may be a difference, but otherwise whatever the number of registered students, that is not going to change. So that factor is out of question. Analysis on that is out of question. Okay, the second factor is what? Toughness level of paper. So you must keep in mind that the paper is already set, so we are not going to see any change in the paper that is already set, and that second factor is also null and void. What about third factor? Number of seats. So from the lockdown time till now, I mean, obviously whatever the number of seats that have been registered prior to the announcement of the examination date, I think apart from that we will not see any further increment in the number of seats, which means this factor also is not going to be of consideration. Then what is the aspect that we have to be looking into? It is the preparation level of the students. So the preparation level of students is what will be the prime factor that is going to affect on the change in cutoff from the May examination. If the examination would have happened in May, if the cutoffs were something, and because of the change of date to September, what could be the effect on cutoffs? That is going to be mainly decided by what? The preparation level of the students. How the students are going to use these 4-5 months of time, and that is going to be the prime factor that will decide the change in the cutoff. So if you look at the preparation level of students, as I said, this time that is coming as an additional buffer is not an equal opportunity for all the students. So we have typically the students in metros and sort of areas where they have good access to internet connectivity and all that, and also means to do it. Okay, so they are going through, I've seen even across institutions multiple rounds of revision, etc., but one has to wait and see what will be the true outcome of it. But there are some students who have got access to it, while some of them they are going through the recorded lectures and participating in the test. Even NTA has released an app, so NEET Abhyas app, okay, so through which students are taking the examination. So there is preparation that is going on, but there are also some students who might not have access to even a smartphone. Okay, and even if they have access to smartphone, also not every smartphone is same. I mean, the kind of user interface you have even while taking up the tests on NTA Abhyas app, even Concept Digital, there is an application where the students can take up free NEET examination. So even the UI of the app, etc., the kind of features you will have in the mobile might be different. So there are some disparities in terms of the preparation level just based upon the available opportunity. Okay, so one is available opportunity, second is the willingness of the students to take it. Okay, but there are some disparities in terms of what a student can do during these 4 or 5 months of buffer time that is coming up. Okay, now if we look at how do we analyze the effect of this extension on the students' performance, we have to look at the students into mainly these 3 categories. This is not to put down any student saying you are not performing well or anything, but this classification is mostly aimed at the analysis purpose. Okay, so how are we classifying the students? We are looking at the students into 3 categories. One, what we'll generally call as the saturated preparation category, means these kids would have already touched the saturation level of preparation by May itself. So what are, this category, typically these are the so-called, the creamy layer in the current year batch, 12th, and a good number of guys who are really serious about the preparation, who are taking up year drop or 2-year drop. So these kids are really in the saturation preparation. So saturation preparation means they would have already covered most of the theory portion. They would have already solved the regular type of problems. They would have got adequate amount of practice. Okay, so their preparation, the basic preparation part of it is already saturated. That is category 1. Okay, the second category is typically the saturation students, right? These are the ones who are really looking at getting an state top rank or all India top rank, etc. The second category is cutoff seekers. So we know that we have challenges, we know that we may not be able to thorough all the chapters, we know that we have some difficulties or handicaps in certain portions and certain models of questions, but let us do best with whatever is available. So this is the mindset of the cutoff seekers. So typically most of the students that are posing these questions across online platforms, saying what will be the cutoff, etc., etc., right? So these all this bunch, we can look at it as what the cutoff seekers. So the cutoff seekers, typically their preparation is not saturated. They would still have some chapters where they might not be comfortable. If the exam would have happened in May, they would not even have thoroughly revised some chapters. Okay, so this is the second category, and this category is the most vulnerable. So because of, if there is a much of an cutoff change, so this category will be the vulnerable one. And the third is the category of students who are writing for an attempt. So this is the category of students who are possibly like, okay, let me try this year and see what happens. Or these are the kids who would have just filled the form and going to take up the examination. Maybe they'll go for some other BS agriculture or some other different type of courses. Okay, but they are going to still attempt. So this category is not much relevant in terms of the deciding factor for the cutoffs. Okay, now if you look at the saturation preparation, so what is going to be the effect on the saturation preparation students, because they already thoroughd their preparation in terms of the theory and the basic level of practice. And these are also, as I said, the category of students who are looking for getting that state top rank or the all India top rank. So typically the saturation preparation students, they would not be getting affected much by the possible extension of date. Okay, so if they are getting, say for example, as 650 to 670 kind of, or 680 or even 700, so we will see that the performance might slightly increase. Okay, and this category also is not going to be much affected by the variation in the possible variation in the cutoff. Okay, so the second category, which is the most vulnerable, as I said, this is the cutoff seekers. Okay, and these set of students will be getting affected much if there is going to be a drastic change in the cutoff. Okay, and we'll particularly talk about what should be the plan that the cutoff seekers, even from now, what should be the plan that they need to adopt. Okay, and the third, of course, is the students who are just writing it for an attempt, and these students are not going to be really, I should not say concerned, or the consideration of what will be the cutoff and all these things are not something that this category of students may be really serious about. Okay, some of them may be looking at just clearing the NEET, and clearing the NEET, if you look at the kind of percentage that we need to get, I think that is not going to be changing much just to clear the NEET. Okay, so students who are looking to clear the NEET and take up some allied health core courses, or students who are looking to pursue MBBS abroad, so this category might even include those students. So when I say cutoff seekers, we are looking at possibly the students who are looking for clearing the cutoff for the government colleges, or even the government quota in private colleges. That is what we are talking about. Okay, so the guys who are looking to clear the NEET and go for MBBS abroad and things like that, I think they will all be falling in the category 3. Okay, now if you look at what will be the definite outcomes, what are we going to see as a result of this extension? So first thing that we are going to definitely see is an increase in the mean or average marks. So total number of students, if you look at what is the mean or average mark of the students, right, that is going to increase. Why? Even this 4-5 months of extension, because the paper is already set and the toughness level of paper is not going to change. So the students across categories, we see that the saturated preparation level students, they would push them through a little bit more. The cutoff seekers also would push them through a little bit more. And even the people who are just writing to give an attempt, they would also push it a little bit more. So we'll see definitely that there is going to be an increase from the May time to the September time. Okay, obviously there is no scientific way in which we can say that okay, it is going to increase, but if the examination would have happened in May, Nobody has conducted the examination, but comparison to then, we'll see a definite increase is going to happen in terms of the mean or average marks. And the mean or average marks, right, will be having an effect on the NEET clearing marks. The NEET qualifying. Okay, so mean or average will have an effect on the NEET qualifying mark. Okay, so this is something that we need to be looking at. This is going to be a definite outcome. Okay, and another definite outcome is if you look at what will be the highest mark. This is something that we might be thinking. So what is going to be the effect on the highest mark? If last year the total highest is say for example 708 out of 720, I'm just giving a number. Okay, so is it going to become possibly because 716 or 712, or it can even be a 704? So the highest marks, right, may not see any considerable change. If the last year is 708, it may become 716 or 714, it may even come down to 704. So this highest marks thing will not be based upon this extra 4-5 months of time that is given to the students. So this factor is not going to be affected by the extension. Then other definite outcome is that there will be this excess aggregation of students near the clusters. Now this is a point that I want all the students to look into, especially the students who are considering too much about these cutoff marks. So what is this excess aggregation of students near the clusters? If you look at the performance of students, right, typically, even look at any paper, we'll say 30 to 40% of paper is like, straight questions, which can be answered through the NCERT level knowledge itself. And, there will be another, say for example, the 30% mark, 30 to 40% mark. After that, you will come to say 60 to 70% mark with thorough CBSE level or the board level preparation of entire +1 +2 syllabus. You could be touching up to 60-70% of marks. Okay, so you will be able to crack that level. And further, if you are able to get the advanced level preparation, coaching in some good institute, etc., you will be able to push further. But why I am giving this idea is, you will see that there will be a cluster that is getting formed. If 30 to 40% of this questions can be attempted just based upon the NCERT level knowledge, etc., that means little bit below that, maybe around 25% like that, you will see a cluster of students. So when I say cluster, it is like within a marks range of 10 marks, you may have almost like 50,000 students. So this is what we typically call as the cluster. Again, we will see a cluster. So there will be these clusters. So clusters are basically those marks range where you will have a lot of students being present. Like if you cross 650, right, you will not see many students above 650 to say 720. You will have very few number of students, okay, in terms of the overall distribution. But you may see a good number of students from 650 to say for example 630. Then maybe a 630 to 620, you will have again not that much concentration. So the distribution of students, right, will not be uniform. There will be clusters. Maybe one cluster might happen around 25%, another cluster might happen around 40 to 45%, another cluster might happen around, say for example 70 to 80% like that. So if we look at the outcome of this, because the students who are falling little bit below the cluster marks, right, because of this extra time that is available, their preparation, they'll try to cover up the gaps through additional preparation, etc. You will see that typically they will all be coming and falling into the clusters, the nearby cluster. So we will see that there is going to be an excess aggregation of students near these clusters, because that's how typically the papers will be set. And as a result of it, we will be seeing that the cutoffs would get affected. But before that, right, generally, so if you look at what could happen to cutoff, what could happen to cutoff is that the cutoff marks would see a marginal increase from what is predicted in the May. Now, I'm not going to discuss on what will be the cutoff category wise in all India and Tamil Nadu, because already we did a video on that. As I said before, I'll also give a link to it in the description, so you can take a look at it. But from what is predicted in May, we may see some marginal increase in the cutoff. I'm not saying we are going to see a drastic increase. There will be only a marginal increase in the cutoff. Okay, but if the cutoffs are falling near the clusters. Not for every category the cutoff might fall near the cluster, okay, because the categories will have a lot of differences. So if for some categories the cutoff marks are falling near the clusters, then it means what? Definitely we are going to see even 5,000 students having the same mark, or 10,000 students having the same mark, like that. So as a result of it, what we will be seeing is there will be a lot of sensitivity. Like within 1 mark difference, right, we may see somebody able to get a government college seat and somebody who is not able to make it. So if for the categories the cutoffs fall near the clusters, then definitely that is something that the students have to be concerned about in terms of how you would try to as much maximum possible cross the cluster. Okay, so we'll talk about it as we go on, but in terms of what will be the expected cutoff, we'll see only a marginal increase than what is predicted in the May examination. And I've seen there are different discussion forums and different channels like Concept Tree. We are giving a expected cutoff. Some other coaching institution might give some expected cutoff, but whatever you are choosing as a reference, go by that, and definitely from whatever is being said as the May cutoff, we'll see a marginal increase. Okay, and the aggregation of students near the clusters would mean if for these certain categories, right, if the cutoffs are falling near the clusters, then there is going to be a lot of mark sensitivity, as I said. So which means what? You'll see that on 1 mark itself we'll have like 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 students. So it is going to make a lot of difference in terms of when, there will be other factors like your biology score, subject wise score will come, and there will be other considerations in terms of deciding your rank. I'm sure you can go through the press release of the NTA in terms of what is the deciding factor for the rank. So there will be a lot of other considerations, but it is going to be it is going to be sensitive. So what the students need to be looking at is how do we push ourselves beyond these cutoffs, or how do we push ourselves beyond these clusters. So that is what the students need to be looking at. I'll again talk about it in a little while, but this is going to be definitely an outcome of this extension. And if you look at what is the message that students need to have, okay, so what is it that as I said, there are 3 categories of students, right? One, this is not like differentiating students or anything. This is also not saying okay, you're performing well or not performing well. It is not meant for that. It is only done for the analysis purpose of this video. Okay, so if you look at what is it that the saturation preparation students, like somebody might think that already I have done thoroughly in May itself. Now what is it that I need to do extra even from now? Okay, so we are almost touching August. From now till the examination date in September, what is it that we have to do? Okay, so the saturation students, they can try and focus on giving more examinations. So take more examinations and do a follow-up revision. So what do you mean by follow-up revision? So once you do an examination, like say for example, you get a 640 out of 720. So which means you will see that there is a gap of 80 marks. So see, what are the questions? Go through the relevant topic. So whatever questions you are not able to attempt, go through the relevant topic, practice some 4 or 5 models like that, and then come back and take another test. So try and make your preparation or revision through the examination. Obviously there is an NTA Abhyas app that you can go through, but again some of the students are already asking us, sir, do you think the models of questions given in the NTA app are going to repeat in the final examination? Definitely we can say no. Why? Because the number of tests that they are releasing is like every day they are releasing 1 test paper. So which means obviously it is not possible to set papers aligned with the actual NEET if you are setting up like 60-70 papers. So if you are setting up like 4 or 5 model papers, means you can align it to the actual NEET paper. And also the paper setting procedure, everything is a little bit different. So which means there is not much correlation in terms of who has set the original NEET paper and who is making these NTA practice tests. Having said that, you have a platform that is available free of cost and you can go through it, because there is already at least for some questions the explanations are appropriate, but if you want even the video explanations for those various YouTube channels, like including Concept Tree, they are providing the video lecture, video solutions for those NTA Abhyas question papers. You can take a look at it and make sure that you get the practice. Otherwise, even on Concept Digital, you have the opportunity to take the examination. So try and make your preparation more through an exam followed by the revision. So this is the approach that we need to have for the saturation students. And as I said, this section of students is not going to be much affected because of the extension. The only thing is you need to be seeing that if you have any specific considerations, like I've seen some students asking, sir, what will be the CMC cutoff, or what will be the MMC Madras Medical College cutoff, something like that. Okay, so if you have those kind of considerations, AIMS cutoff or something like that, if you have those kind of considerations, then again you have to make sure that you will give that little bit more impetus. Okay, so because if you are looking at AIMS cutoff, right, then definitely this is the mark that I need to clear, and for that you have to make sure that you possibly go through some extra reference books if needed. Like if you have 90 questions in bio, maybe 80 to 85 they would come through NCERT plus NCERT extensions, but definitely you may have some 5 questions which are a little bit beyond. So make sure that as you go through the papers, you also give that extra little bit of reading. Okay, and even for physics, okay, definitely you will have questions mostly coming without having integration or differentiation applications, but 1 or 2 questions you might have like that. So try and get that practice. So these are the areas. Chemistry also similarly, organic chemistry and organic chemistry mostly it will be NCERT level, but sometimes you may get odd question where they will ask some special reagent. So try and look at those kind of peripheral areas also, because you have got this extra time. But mostly make sure that you complete a test and then do the follow-up revision. Okay, but the peripheral areas also you have an opportunity to cover. So this is the message that we would like to give for the saturation category preparation students. And now coming to the cutoff seekers. The cutoff seekers, right, they would be typically hovering around the preparation level would not be saturated. They would still have some gap areas in terms of sometimes the chapters itself. Some people might not really be comfortable with entire physical chemistry. Some people might not be comfortable with entire mechanics in physics, or some of them might have some issues in specific chapters in biology like human physiology or something like that. Okay, so you will have the problematic areas, and for May attempt probably you would have just gone ahead and then given the attempt just like that. But since you have got the extra time at your disposal, what is it that we could be doing? Okay, so the cutoff seekers, because here we are also sensitive in terms of the clusters. So what is it that we need to do? Definitely we need to increase our knowledge base so that we can attempt more number of questions. How do we do it? We have to cover the gap areas, whether it is the gap chapters or the topics or the question models sometimes. Okay, we'll have to cover those gaps. And how do we do it? Because we are learning something new, and when we are learning something new, possibly we may not be able to get the command on these areas the way we would have on the remaining chapters or topics. So the best thing to do is keep our preparation aligned to the expectation of the examination, which means you take a look at whatever is the past year NEET question papers. Chapter wise now we have so many resources. You look at for these specific chapters or topics, what are these past year models of questions, and try and make sure that you prepare according to those models of questions. So whatever the new topics or new chapters you are covering, right, make sure that your preparation goes along the past year models. And whatever the topics that you already thoroughly prepared, make sure that you solve as many different varieties of questions, because you may be comfortable with those topics, but if you solve more number of questions, you would be able to get the practice. And for this category, right, I would only suggest take meaningful number of examinations. It is not like generally going and taking up an examination and then I'm talking about the practice part. Okay, so it's not like okay, we'll take 20 full syllabus tests, 30 full syllabus tests. Even if you take 10 full syllabus tests, make sure that after the full syllabus test you go and segregate the areas, because for you there will be 2 categories. One, like maybe a 40% of the paper might be the areas where you are thorough. If you are not able to attempt questions from those areas, right, you should be really worried. While you are trying to learn some new topics and create a new base, there is already some section that you should be attempting. So if you are not able to attempt questions from those areas, make sure that you go and double check on that. and whatever the new topics, right, what you could be doing is try and base your preparation of these new areas or new topics along the past year models. So this is what the approach, the best approach that you could be taking. And in terms of the exam practice, it is not about the quantity for you guys, it is more about the quality of examinations. So even if you take 10 examinations, sit down thoroughly and take those examinations as if you are writing the final exam, and based on that you can plan the analysis, because unlike the saturation category, here you do require time for your day's preparation, because for these new areas or the areas where you are not uncomfortable, you would almost be starting the preparation from the scratch. So you need extra time for this. So you may not be able to write as many number of tests that the saturation preparation category students are able to write, but that does not mean that you will not be able to perform well. You have to make sure that you stick to this preparation plan and cover up those gap areas. And once you are feeling comfortable in terms of the gap areas, definitely henceforth you can start taking the test. Maybe by the end of August, something like that. If you feel that you have saturated in terms of the base level coverage of topics, you could then start taking as many number of tests as possible. Okay, so this is the plan for the cutoff seekers, and definitely the plan is keeping in mind that you would be able to attempt questions, whatever is your knowledge per period, you will be able to thoroughly attempt those questions. So that is the focus area for the approach. Okay, so this is what is the message that we'll have for the cutoff seekers. And for the students who are just writing for an attempt, obviously, the message would be keep doing whatever the mode of preparation you have been doing so far. And since good number of you might be looking at only clearing the NEET, what you need to be making sure is that whatever the knowledge base you have, okay, so maybe some chapters where you might be thorough in some areas, make sure that you keep taking tests and you keep attempting questions from those areas based on your +1+ knowledge. If you take tests right over a period of time, you will see that those areas you would be able to definitely attempt questions even in the final NEET examination. So this is the message for the students who are just taking for an attempt. And obviously, even during this 4 or 5 months time, some of these category students after having the resource at the disposal also might not really be inclined to prepare much. Okay, so considering all these factors, right, what the category of students can do is make sure that you do thoroughly in whatever the topics that you are comfortable already, and you will achieve the objective, whether it is just clearing the NEET or something like that. Okay, so this is the message that we have for the students who are just going to attempt. Now the final verdict is that if you want to get an answer to the question, so what is going to be the effect of this extra lockdown on the cutoff? So one thing is that there will be a marginal increase in the cutoff across categories from what is predicted in the May. Already, various organizations, we have predicted that there is going to be a considerable increase of cutoff from last year to this year. So from the May onwards, whatever is expected in May, we will see some marginal increase. But more important thing is you will see a lot of aggregation of students near the clusters. So the people who are thinking about this, crossing cutoff, if for your category, if the cutoffs are falling in clusters, then you will be having an issue where a lot of number of students will be arriving on the same marks. So which means there will be sensitivity in terms of the cutoff over there. So there will be a lot of mark sensitivity. So as much possible, you will have to push yourself away from those clusters. Okay, so this is what we have to say for the morning post session today, and hope this is useful, students. If you like it, share it, and also we'll see in next morning post. Okay, all the best.